Good day, everyone. I'm in a part of the historical um, landmarks of Dover, Delaware. It's like mostly where a lot of official buildings are, like the legislative buildings and other buildings that, like Independence Mall, Independence Hall, um, where a lot of government and legal, and not only that, but not too far, there's the building where you can go and look into, like family backgrounds based on when they do the census and stuff here. But right here in front of me, there's a nice statue, if you will. And as you can see, it's showing Ethel Louise Belton as a student at Howard High School, Shirley Barbara Bula as an elementary school student at Hockessin School, Delaware Chancellor Collins Seats, author of the two Delaware desegregation decisions. Over here, Delaware Attorney Lewis L. Redding and Thurgood Marshall, lead attorney for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, among the respondents' attorneys in the Brown v. Board case. And at the bottom it says, "We are all Americans, and when the state sets up separate schools for certain people of separate color, then I and others are made to feel ashamed and embarrassed." It also says down the bottom, "They were courageous pioneers blazing trails through controversial and then uncharted territories of law and justice, which ultimately brought to our state the rule meaning of justice for all." And down the bottom it says Journal of the Delaware State Bar Association, November 1998 is when this was placed here. Then over here, not too far away, there's another one. They keep it up very nice, which Dover is a very clean city anyway. And of course, as I said before, Dover is the capital of Delaware. Okay, this is, it says, State of Delaware World War I Memorial, Doughboys First, by Delaware artist Frank Schoonover, 1919. And it's presented courtesy of the Delaware National Guard in memory of the men and women of the first state who served our nation in World War I. Their sacrifices will never be forgotten. This is a part of our history, you guys. And on the other side, honoring the sacrifices of Delawareans at home in wartime, Delaware Awake, from a 1918 painting for a war bond poster by Delaware artist Ethel Pennell Will Brown Leach, courtesy of the University of Delaware Museums. Very nice. So they have something on both sides. Now back to the first one, which I didn't know, they also have something on this side as well. Mother and daughter at the U.S. Supreme Court, Nettie Hunt and her daughter Nikki, sit on the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court in May 1954. Nettie explains to her mother the meaning of High Court's ruling in the Brown v. Board of Education case that segregation in public schools is unconstitutional. the Claymont 12, the 11 black students who integrated Claymont High School in 1952, also Louise Belton, whose name was on the case and who testified in court, but then chose not to attend Claymont and remained enrolled at Howard High School. These students and their families were truly civil rights pioneers. Claymont High School was the first formerly all-white Delaware public high school to admit black students, including the Claymont 12, one of whom, Ethel Louise Belton of Belton B. Gibbert, ultimately chose to remain at Howard High School. And Howard High School, Wilmington, the first black public high school in Delaware, this is what it looked like. Milford High School, where in the fall of 1954, after the Brown v. Board of Decision was handed down, 11 black students, the Milford 11, were admitted, resulting in a school boycott by many angry white parents. The students were ultimately withdrawn from the school, unlike the Claymont 12, most of whom remained in that high school. And this was in tribute to those Delawareans, the children, their families, the attorneys, and the judge in their cases, through whose efforts Delaware became the first state to strike down public school segregation through judicial action, a decision upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court in its landmark 1954 decision, Brown versus Board of Education. This is a really nice part of history. It makes me want to go back and do more research, even though I've heard about it years ago, and this happened before I was born. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. If you like the videos, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and have a lovely day, everyone.